Alright, so here's a random review of the day. One thing I've discovered is if you have multiple pieces of farm equipment, several vehicles, really more than a quantity of anything with an engine that's enough that you use it pretty much every day, and some things sit days, weeks, or months between uses. Well, it took me a while to realize this, but I learned you really have two options. You can just hope things hold a charge, or you can just buy like a $20 battery tender and leave it on there 24/7. And that's what I'm choosing, because if you go with option A, from my limited experience, it basically means you're in for a battle half the time you try to start stuff. Things go dead, you find out something was left on, maybe the battery's on its way out. So I got good and mad at this, and I basically impulse bought 5 different battery tenders, and they've been holding up great, and here's my review of them. These things are not very much money, and they're very, very small. This is the Deltran Battery Tender Junior Automatic Battery Charger. So basically what this does is you put it on a battery like the one in this L175 here, and it just lives there constantly. Obviously you take it off when you're using the thing or whatever, but when your vehicle or your battery is sitting, the voltage level of the charge drops, and it very, very, very slowly over time. So this just charges it very, very, very slowly back up, and it holds it at that perfectly filled level. Now they say this is really good for your batteries because it maintains the battery in the state it would be at when the engine's running. Maybe losing a little voltage and instantly being recharged, and evidently that's good for batteries. I don't really know. All I know is if I leave them hooked to things, I know it's gonna start. Now these things are weatherproof, basically. I think if you ask the manufacturer, technically they're approved for use in damp locations or under an overhang or something along those lines. But if you look at any of the Amazon reviews, people say, yeah, I use this on something that sits outside, it gets rained on constantly, I've had it for years, it's been fine. Mine have already been rained on several times, and they've been fine. Now what's really cool about these is you get 2 ends with them. This is the usual end. The electrical tape, no comment. This is the usual end with the little alligator clips, but there's also an end, I don't know where I set mine, that has a set of rings, like eyes, so you bolt it onto the battery terminals and whatever it goes on. Then you've got a little hidden, maybe 18-inch long cord, and what you do is you just, you take that cord and you just have it hang out down by the hood here, so it's really easy. In this case, you wouldn't have to open the hood and clamp on the little alligator clips. You just find that little dangling cord and plug the other end into it. When you're done using the machine, it's even easier. So basically, yeah, I've got one of these for just about everything around here that's functional and has an engine, and while I was at it, I picked up some El Cheapo, but supposedly pretty resilient extension cords as well. Now my favorite thing about these is kind of a surprise. I have had a very bad string of luck with battery chargers. If my life depended on it, I could not find a proper battery charger that works right and lasts. This was the last one that I had. This one is one of those smart chargers or whatever, and I really liked it. I liked it a lot. It was, it always worked, it got the job done, and one night I had it charging a tractor. It wasn't fully charged yet, and I was like, this is a nice night, crisp, cool, clear. It'll be fine, I'll just leave this out here. I wake up the next morning and whoosh, 3 inches of rain overnight or something, layer of ice on top of everything. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And that thing hasn't worked since. Now I also have a manual battery charger around here somewhere, but I don't like to use that thing because I don't actually know if it works right, and it's a manual charger, so if you don't keep an eye on it with a gauge that I'm also not sure works right, and remember to turn it off in time, it'll overcharge and cook your batteries. Where I'm going with this is the best surprise I've gotten from these little $20 battery tender units is they're actually a pretty decent charger. Now they are slow. That is the downside. With that battery charger, before I soaked it essentially, that would charge a totally dead standard car-sized battery. I think they call it a 12 series or 24 series or whatever. It would charge that from basically nothing to fully charged in 6 to 8 hours. These little battery tenders will do the same thing in roughly a day, maybe a little longer if it's super extra dead. It's actually a lot faster than I thought it would be. Now, the downside is it takes a day, but what I've learned is that's not really that big of a deal, because most of the time, if I have 6 or 8 hours to wait on that thing to charge a battery, I also have a day. And likewise, if I can't wait for that thing to charge a battery, you know, I just got to jump start it anyway, and it doesn't really matter how long it takes because I need the machine now. But these things will charge a battery from nothing to fully charge in not that much time, and if you're intelligent enough to leave them on there, what's not to love? It's ready to go, and supposedly it makes the batteries last longer. I don't know about that, but it's worth the $19 and change or whatever I paid for these things just to have them, just to know your battery is fully charged. So, random review. I absolutely love these little guys. I'm gonna keep buying them. I'm gonna keep putting them on things around here. No regrets whatsoever. I mean, it's 20 bucks and you know your stuff's gonna start. So I've had all 5 of these now for several weeks. I can't remember exactly when I ordered them. They all worked fine when I got them. Several of them have been rained on multiple times and they still work. But don't try that at home. And yeah, I mean, I got nothing but good things to say about these. So still a little congested here. Anyway, random review of the day. Very highly recommend these, and I'm not affiliated with the company or whatever. I paid the full $19 and change for mine. So yeah, very highly recommended. I really wish I thought to procure some of these things sooner, and for whatever it's worth, thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more. Have a nice night.